My friend, each day brings with it noise, motion, confusion. Events swirl around you like a storm on the open sea. And in that storm, the mind asks, with so much going on around me, which ones do I really have control over? It is a noble question. A question born not of weakness, but of wisdom. You see, not all things are within your grasp, and that is not a curse. It is a gift. The winds, they howl. The crowds, they roar. People will betray. Promises will break. Fortune will turn without warning. And still, you remain. You are the captain of your soul, not the tides, not the marketplace, not the opinions of the mob, but you, your thoughts, your actions, your discipline, your courage. That is what you truly command. Not the behavior of others, not the outcome of fate, not the winds of politics, or the rise and fall of markets, but how you greet each morning, how you carry yourself through adversity, how you love with honor, how you endure with grace. You ask, do I have control over what they say about me? Number. But you have control over what you say about yourself in the silence of your own heart. You ask, do I have control over what happens tomorrow? Number. But you have control over how you prepare today. You can rise with purpose or sink with regret. You ask, do I have control over how long I will live? Number. But you do have control over how well you live. You have today, you have this hour, you have this breath. And if you are wise, that will be enough. Let others chase control over the world. Let them drown in things they cannot command. But you were born for something greater. You were born for virtue, for integrity, for inner freedom. You were born to govern yourself. The Stoics teach this, that the only true power is power over your own mind. If someone insults you, you choose whether to be hurt. If misfortune strikes, you choose whether to curse it or use it. We do not seek to control the world. We seek to master ourselves so that no matter what the world throws at us, we remain unbroken. This is freedom, not riches, not applause, not luxury or status, but the peace that comes when nothing external can shake your core. And that is why I say to you, focus not on what you cannot change, but on what you must never surrender. Your judgment, your choices, your soul. These are yours, and no one, not emperor, not tyrant, not time itself, can take them from you. So ask yourself, in the chaos of this day, what can I truly control? And then live fully in the space of that answer. There was a time when I believed I could bend the world to my will, that with enough effort, enough force, I could change everything. But I learned, slowly, painfully, through failure and reflection, that no man can command the winds. No man can stop time or reverse the turning of fate's wheel. Yet in that harsh truth, there is a strange kind of liberation, because when you finally accept that you don't control everything, you begin to focus on the few things you do. Your thoughts, your intentions, your character. And when you perfect those, you become unshakable. Ask yourself, what disturbs me today? Is it the words of another, the rumors they spread, the praise they give someone else instead of you? Do not be fooled. You are not disturbed by the event itself, but by your judgment of it. You have added meaning to a meaningless thing. They said you are weak? Then ask yourself honestly, is it true? If it is, then become stronger. If it is not, then why are you troubled by a lie? This is the path of the wise, to confront pain without complaint, to meet betrayal without becoming bitter, to endure slander without losing integrity. Your enemy wants your reaction. The world wants your distraction. But the Stoic chooses stillness, chooses silence, chooses restraint. Because he knows the only battle that matters is the one within. Let me remind you, even an emperor must suffer the things he cannot change. Plague, war, death of a loved one. No title, no wealth, no sword can shield you from life. But your principles, your virtue, your resilience, those are shields that cannot be broken. People will say things to provoke you. Let them. Events will not go your way. So be it. You are not here to bend the world. You are here to bend yourself into something unbreakable. Every insult is training. Every delay, a test. Every frustration, a mirror to your inner world. And so the wise man welcomes hardship, not because he loves pain, but because he loves growth. Understand this. You have no control over what has already happened. The past is carved in stone. But your response to it, that is unwritten. That is clay in your hands. If someone has wronged you, forgive them. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. If fortune has turned against you, then sharpen your discipline. Control your appetite. Control your anger. Control your words. A man is free the moment he decides to be, not because his circumstances are easy, but because his soul is prepared. You may lose wealth, you may lose status, you may lose the praise of men, but as long as you do not lose yourself, you are undefeated. So today, let go of what you cannot shape. Let go of the need to control others. Let go of anxiety about the future, and hold fast to what is always within your grasp: your reason, your discipline, your character, your peace. The rest, let it come as it will. Let it pass like clouds in the sky. But you remain the mountain beneath. So then, you may ask, if I let go of what I cannot control, what remains? What remains is the foundation, the quiet strength inside you, the steady flame that does not flicker, even when the world is cold and cruel. You were not born to be tossed about like a leaf in the wind. You were born to stand, to face difficulty with resolve, to speak truth with courage, and to act with virtue even when no one sees. You see, most people are slaves, not to chains, but to their own emotions, to the approval of strangers, to the desire for pleasure, to the fear of pain. They chase applause and run from criticism. They bow to fear and serve every impulse. But you must choose another path, the path of the free man. And what is freedom? It is not the absence of struggle. It is the presence of mastery. You master your mind, your tongue, your habits, and in doing so, you become untouchable. When someone wrongs you, you don't lash out. You reflect. You respond with clarity, not rage, because you are not ruled by emotions, but guided by principle. When plans fail, you don't collapse. You adapt. You find another way. You remind yourself the obstacle is the way. Every challenge is fuel for the fire inside you. And when fortune disappears, when wealth, comfort, or status are stripped away, you do not fall into despair, because your true wealth was never outside you. It was always your mind, your ability to choose discipline, to endure hardship, to remain just even when wronged, to be calm in the face of storms. These are the traits of a true Stoic. Not someone who feels nothing, but someone who refuses to be ruled by what he feels. Someone who understands it's not about having control over everything. It's about having control over yourself. When everything seems out of control, let us speak now of time, for time is the one thing we all possess, and yet most people waste it as if it were endless. They live as though death is a myth and tomorrow is guaranteed. But a Stoic knows each breath is a gift, each sunrise a blessing, each hardship a teacher. We do not wait to be ready. We act, we rise, we move forward, even when the path is uncertain. You do not need more time. You need more intensity, more presence, more courage in the time you already have. Every day, you are writing your legacy, not with speeches, not with gold, but with your daily actions, with your conduct when no one is watching. Let that legacy be one of discipline, of honor, of strength in the storm. Let your children remember you not for what you had, but for what you stood for. Because in the end, we all meet the same fate, rich or poor, famous or forgotten. We all return to the dust. But character outlives the body. Principle echoes through time. Virtue leaves behind a legacy greater than monuments. So I ask you once more, with so much going on around you, which ones do you truly have control over? Look inward. The answer is there. And once you claim it, nothing outside you can ever break you again.
Now we arrive at the final truth. After all the noise, all the trials, all the illusions the world has thrown your way, there is one thing that remains. You. Not your titles, not your bank account, not your appearance or popularity, but your soul. It is the one thing that belongs to you completely, and with it, you carry the greatest power of all, period. The power to choose, the power to endure, the power to remain unshaken. People will pass away. Fortunes will rise and fall. The world will shift like sand beneath your feet. But the virtues you forge within, those are eternal. You will not always be strong. You will have days of doubt, days when you stumble, days when the darkness feels overwhelming. Oh, but that is the moment when your training speaks, when the teachings you repeat in peace become your armor in battle, when your soul whispers, stand back up, face the fear, control what you can, and release the rest. I have walked through grief. I have buried friends, faced betrayal, watched empires falter, but I did not collapse. Because I knew no event, no matter how cruel, could steal the power of my own mind. They could strike my body, but not my will. They could take my crown, but not my virtue. They could silence my name, but not the strength I practice daily. And you have this same power, not in some distant future, not in some perfect condition, but now, today. You can choose to respond with courage, to forgive even when it hurts, to rise early and work in silence, to say no to temptation, to say yes to discipline. This is greatness, not the applause of crowds, but the applause of your own conscience. The knowledge that you lived with integrity, even when no one noticed. So do not look outward. Do not ask the world to change. Ask only that you rise higher. Ask only that you master your own domain. Because in the end, when your final breath comes, what will you carry with you? Not gold, not praise, not regrets, but the memory of how you lived, the habits you built, the strength you chose, the self you sculpted each day in silence. You were never meant to control the world. You were meant to govern yourself.
to live with wisdom, to love without attachment, to act with justice, to die with peace. Let the world do what it does. Let the storms come and go. Let others waste their lives chasing shadows. But you be like the mountain, still, grounded, enduring, because you understand now. You only need to control what is yours. Your thoughts, your choices, your discipline, your soul. Guard them, strengthen them, live them. In doing so, you will not only change your own life, you will become the rarest thing in this world. A man who cannot be shaken, a soul that cannot be moved, a light that darkness cannot touch. So I leave you with this. The next time the storm howls, the next time life seems out of control, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask just one question. What is still within my power? The answer is always the same. You are.